What up, brothers? It's a Clipper King returning for a really short video. Just going to show you a few pose updates, show you some figures that I'm putting up for trade. And I don't know why I'm filming a church that's about 5 miles away, but I just thought it'd be a nice place to start. Nice summer evening, lovely Sheffield. I just thought, fuck it, we'll have a glance out window. So that's just a little view to start us off with. As you know, I'm in Callum's bedroom. Show you the changed sort of all the poses down the central cabinet and down the right hand side detour. I haven't done any on the left because it's a bit time consuming, so I do repose them all. But I thought, fuck it, we'll get involved, show what lads what I've done, save putting pictures up on Facebook and everywhere else. So I'll just do it with a camera, and that's what I'm going to do. Right, start off on top right hand side. Obviously the DX12 Batman and Bane figure. Only a slight repose on Bane, just a slight change to his feet. If you go back to my last video, and obviously moving up, slightly moved his head so he's looking upwards as if he's mid-speech or some of the thoughts I'm going with. Awesome figure. Obviously I'm not going to have done all that work to swap out the body to then take him out of that pose, so I just changed it slightly. Weren't a massive one, it more a case of cleaning it up and just a slight variant to how it were before. Like I say, you can refer back to my last collection video if you want to see how they were. So not too much done on Bane. On the other hand, if you remember the last time, I'd sort of got in with the grapple gun, sort of up in a kind of a James Bond style pose, but I don't leave it in poses like that too long, simply because I moulded this armour around him, his chest armour and his shoulder armour. If you have his arm bent up sort of thing, what it would do is push this up and sort of push that back up to where it were as stock, sort of up there. So what I did is, obviously I've just steamed it back down, sculpt it back round him, so it's nice and tight again, nice and flush, and then put his arms back down, fisted sort of thing. I think I changed the belt because I'd got the clean version of the belt on, where now I've got the attachments. And then moving down, obviously I've got the dark Spartan cape on, which I see a lot of people are picking up now, so I hope that long may that continue, because it is an awesome cape. But I've got it sort of subtle look at the moment. It's sweeping round across his back and down to his right hand side, and the wind's flapping at it from behind and throwing it up. That's the look I've gone for on that. So I hope you like those two poses, boys. Move on. The next shelf down, as you know, got the 89 versions of Batman and Joker. Sorry the lighting's not as good as it normally is, but normally if I'm filming a collection I try and do it through the day, so we've got some natural light as well as the lights in the cabinets and the camera light. But as you saw, it was just getting dusk outside, so as you know, I posed the Joker video earlier today. I have now put the repainted head back in the box to send back to Steve on Monday. So I have, obviously the beret's mine. So I'll just show you. If you watched that video, I hope you did, you realise that was the last pose I left it in. I'm really happy with it because it's different. I would normally have it in a gangster style pose with a gun, but because that was the last pose I got it in, I thought, fuck it, I'll stay with that. Just put it back on its own stand instead of the new Goblin stand. So yeah, I like when I get sent things as well, to be honest. Not only because I get to see things that I ain't got to buy sort of thing, but also it's sort of, when you get additional parts to your figures, it just brings out a new love in them that you'd forgot or had waned, the novelty value wore off. When you get a chance to see it with either a new art or a new sculpt, or even in a new pose, it sort of brings it back what you loved about the figure when you first got it and posed it. So yeah, moving across to the Batman. With these as well, I just say, I don't always just pose them side by side. I will slightly adjust them just to vary the look of each shelf. This one I've sort of got them angled, so they're kind of glancing towards each other sort of thing. Because I just think it gives the figures a bit of life. I took some photos of this figure overnight and sort of had his eyes. To be honest, I got them all wrong, if you ask me. I'd sort of got him looking to his right, and it sort of gave him a surprised look. I had the different mouth on, I think. So earlier when I've been reposing it, I've sort of just tried to make him look as real and as natural as possible. Again, just gone back and worked the cape again. So I think last time I had it posed, saw his cape straight down his front, where this time I've opened it more around his waist, tucked it into his arms nice and tight, got his arms in by his side. So looking at it, without the custom cape, it's still looking really nice and flush to him. But like I say, I only ever change that into a more extreme pose every now and again. Sort of leaned his head to his left sort of thing, just and what I did, because obviously this, sometimes if you move his head to one side it will lift that up, but to soften that and get it to mould into the new look, I just dip the bottom section of that cowl into hot water, dry it, pose it, and then what happens is the sculpt will wrap round where his shoulders is, which is what's happened, and it makes it just makes it sort of bend into the shape you want. So yeah, got them two badasses looking fresh as fuck together. Moving down the shelf to the Bruce display. As you can see, I've completely reclothed them. I've took them out of the Enter the Dragon clothing and gone for the more gone back to the custom clothes that I bought for the Way of the Dragon look, which is that one. Just got him in a boxing style pose, and then moving across, went to the custom Gamer Death suit with the movie accurate nunchucks with the rope instead of the chain joining them together. Obviously it's got the scratch version head, which isn't accurate, but I just think if you put the bushy hair on that one, it makes it look pretty good. Yeah, it's got the bracelet on the left hand. It just makes it look a little bit more vibrant, freshens it up a bit. Obviously you've got the yellow and then sort of the contrasting grey, and he has got the white singlet underneath, and that is the air sculpt that I did cut down, which sort of looks a little bit more like Way at Dragon than it does Enter Dragon. So yeah, just a redress there and a quick repose on them two bad boys. And then on the bottom one, got the City Hunter and the Classic Predator. Really struggling with lighting down here. He's got the light coming in from the side, but like I said, the bedroom's pretty dark at the moment, so it's not as good as it would have been on the other collection videos, but I thought fuck it, I'll do it tonight. So yeah, gone back to him with the helmets on. If you remember the last poses, I'd got the Classic Predator holding his helmet two-handed and the City Hunter holding his with his left hand, but now I've gone more natural poses and with his fists on sort of down by his side, just looking to camera sort of thing. And the Classic side with his spread arms, looking pretty natural as well. I do like to have him holding the helmets every now and again, but obviously it's not realistic because a Predator won't really pose like that, but I just think it makes for a good display. Like I say, I've gone back with natural poses in mind. I wish, to be honest as well, I could get a base for that City Hunter that was sort of city version of what Classic stood on, because I think it'd make him look nice stood together. Pretty much showed that you've got a Jungle Hunter and a City Hunter together, but I'm just using the Hot Toy stand at the moment for the City Hunter one. So right, I'll move on. Right, and the bottom of the central cabinet, plenty of space on this shelf. I've got the Spider-Man display. Just a thought that goes through my mind when I do this display. Obviously we've got Peter Parker in at back, the custom one that I made using the black suit version head sculpt. Pretty much got him sat on the building corner on the sort of the high rise at back, holding onto the building in one hand. And sort of I went for a pose which either said my spider sense is tingling, or he's sort of toying with his thoughts of, I sort of go for a good versus evil kind of look with the Spider-Man, because obviously they are very similar figure, but obviously you've got the black version representing evil and the blue and red representing the good sort of thing. And also what I tried to do with this display, thinking about it, is gone for sort of an aggressive pose with a black suit version which represents the power and or the strength of that suit, and then compare it and gone for a more graceful, sort of elegant look on the red and blue. Obviously more agile and whatever. So that's the look I went for really. Not awesome poses, just something different, because again, like I've said before, I don't like to leave the suits in the same pose for too long, because you find that a crease will set in, and then you've got to sort of move it out of position to get that crease out. So just a slight repose on them, just to sort of move them on again, but not too extreme. Moving up to the gangster shelf, which is the middle shelf on the central cabinet. I've gone for the white suit version of Tony in the chair now. Got him chilling out. Him in the shades, as you can see. Coming around, got his arm resting on the armrest of the chair, with his silenced pistol resting on his leg, and then his fist on his foot, sort of got him with his legs crossed sort of thing. And so just chilling out, looking fresh as fuck at front. Got the chair at the angle, so it sort of just I say, it just catches your eye a little bit as to have it all same and squared off and whatever. Anyway, moving over his shoulder, got the war version of Scarface. Sort of looking at who he's going to shoot. Got his M16 out with a grenade launcher. Just got him in like a sort of a natural pose with a machine gun. So yeah, I didn't go for the standard pose like on that. He's not got to that stage yet. He's just fucking checking out who's going to be shooting out, maybe shouting a few of his quotes off. So yeah, for that. To back, Carlito, only slightly moved it on a stage. Again, he's still got the awesome pistol, like nickel plated pistol. Got his head sort of off. Got him in a pose, so like either come and get some or why me kind of thing. Just went for pretty straight up and down. You wouldn't want to do no too extreme with that, because I think the beauty of the figure is sort of the awesome head sculpt firstly, but then the realism of the coat. So you don't really want to start fucking twisting that and moving it around. So yeah, I just went for that. Pretty natural all the way on this shelf. Godfather, just cleaned that down and left it. I was going to put him back in his chair, but I thought, no, not for now. To give the display a bit of symmetry, I just sort of went like that. So you've got the diamond formation, but with a chair at front. So that's what I went for there. And then moving up to probably the most work I've put in. I sort of started this a few nights ago, put some pictures on Facebook, but then I sort of weren't happy with a couple of the figures and moved them on. Or how the shelf looked in general. I stuck with some figures, changed some others, and did the Avengers. Sort of went all out action pose now on this one. So tried to get the all over display pretty symmetrical, and also get a more interesting pose and showed you the figures from different angles. So we'll start off with Hawkeye. Obviously he's pretty much stood facing away, but then with a rotation through the waist, as if he's turning from left to right. You can see he's pulling our out, looking down his arm, and then he's got the bow. Like I say, he's rotating as if he's in a movement where he's just about to line an arrow up. Also, what I like about this is if you look at it from sort of there, you get to see the work that's also gone into the quiver as well, because normally if he stood pose face forward, you won't see any of that, it'd be behind him. So yeah, I just changed it up. And then that were originally next to Iron Man, but because how I moved Nick Fury and Captain America, I sort of thought it'd be better off there rotating that way, because over his shoulder Iron Man sort of rotating from right to left, as if he's going to fire off a blast off his palm repulsors. Yeah, just got a good twist. Very different style pose to what I've normally done on Iron Man, that. But I do like the motion of it. I do like as well that it's really balanced, because we are at that stand, it was still holding that position. So I do like that. And also you're seeing the figure from a different angle that you're normally used to, because normally most people are going to pose it from somewhere like that, and you're never going to see. So because if you come around here, you're pretty much looking at his back sort of thing. So yeah. Moving up, I do like to have one sort of elevated, and this time I've gone with Thor. I put that pose in the review and it got a lot of good press, so I thought fuck it, I'll go back to that. Sort of as if he's springing into action from behind them all. He's throwing his hammer and he's towing along behind it. And that is a figure that poses really well, because you would think it'd be restricted to fuck, but it's not. It's bulky and everything, and it's heavy, but it still poses really well. So yeah, I do like that. Thor springing into action from behind. The Nick Fury, I tried about 15 different poses with him and none of them I were happy with, or none of them sort of complemented the all-round look. In end, I just went with this one. It's a pose I do regular, sort of along the right arm. I've got him looking. I actually took his holster off and everything to really slim his body down and to bring his coating nice and tight to him. So that's the pose I've got. So if you're looking at him from front and centre, it's kind of like that, so he's shooting off that way. Then moving down, sort of shield punch. Got the Captain America as if he's running towards camera. So you've got his legs pushing off on the back foot. He's coming across, again swivelling, hitting with the shield. The shield obviously, because it's sort of front and centre of the display as well, it catches the light really nice. And I've got his left hand coming round as if he's going to come round with some kind of left hook. So yeah, that's pretty much the extremist of all the poses I changed. Just show you my pose practice figure is at back. Don't know if he's spinning and running or if he's breakdancing or what he's doing, but really articulated figure, so I do practice my pose that I want to do with that bad boy. And obviously I do keep it round sentimental value because Wyman sent me that free of charge, so buzzing about that. And obviously that's my review stand. So somebody actually told me today in a message, and I can't remember where I saw it, you've got 2 of these stands for sale, and I forgot who said it, but if you watch this video, remind me who it were, because I might pick them up. If not, I'm sure somebody would. But anyway, and then the other ones, I don't think so, I won't get reflection. Obviously these are still the old poses, so they're a bit same as last collection video, but I'm going to change them up. And obviously I've got the other Wolverine coming soon, so I'm going to have to have a little shuffle around. But yeah, that's just India, Wolverine and Jack Sparrow. Below that is the DX Terminator and Barney Ross, the DX Luke Skywalker, and the 3 Michael Jacksons at bottom. So I'm going to clean and repose all them. I'll probably show you when I've done them, especially if I'm impressed by them. I'll come back and show you. But anyway, that is the collection as it stands now. So yep, I'll just show you that, and I'll move on to the figures that I'm putting up for sale or trade. Right, brothers, and anybody, more so on Facebook, because I am sort of in a forum sort of thing, or in a group that does sell and trade figures, and I just wondered if anybody would be interested. What this is the NECA Rocky figures. I collected them about a month, 2 months ago, and we're really buzzing about them. But to be honest, I don't display them. I bought them basically to look at them and see what I could do pose wise, and I'm really impressed with them. But yeah, there is 10 of them in there. They all cost around £15 each. Obviously I wouldn't want that for them, but I do want to trade them. Now I will say on these, they are the 10 figures. This so we've got the, I'll show you what we've got. We've got the red short version of Drago, the yellow short version of Drago. Obviously you've got 2 different head sculpts there. You probably all know about these. Black short version of Clubber, the blue short version of Clubber, and then we've got the Rocky 1 version, and this is the redo Apollo Creed, and that's a fucking awesome figure, that. In fact they all are, to be honest. That's the battle damaged Apollo Creed, the battle damaged Rocky, which is an awesome figure as well. What they did, originally they did these and then painted the flesh tones, and it didn't come out really well. So what they did, they redid them in a double pack and used the translucent skin. So that's them versions of that. Now this was the first version of Rocky, which I bought this figure knowing that it weren't as good as the battle damaged version, but I saw a review and somebody showed the profile and I thought it was fucking awesome, so I bought it. I also repainted the hairline on that and sort of darkened up around his eyes and give him a sweaty look. So that one I was being touched up, but now that is a really sweet looking Stallone. So I've got that, and then I've got that's actually the one, that one is the sort of blooded version of Rocky 4, and that head goes onto that. The heads are all changeable, but that's the battle damaged head, and the head that's on that one is supposed to go with the gold and black trunks. And then the clean version of the Rocky 4. So yeah, it's 10 figures in total. Then I've got the 10 stands. They'll be coming with it. Now, if anybody does want them or are interested in them, I don't know what they're worth. I would exchange them for a figure, possibly Hot Toys, whatever. But like I say, there's like 150 quid's worth there. But I wouldn't want £150 for them if I was selling them, because I know they're second hand. But what I did do, I had the good insight. I've kept all the clams. They are all in good condition. But how did I get them out? What I did is, you can see the bottom there. All I do when I get some on a clam is cut the clam so it's still connected, and then the paper inside will sort of come out as well, and then the tray where the figure sits is inside there with a tie wrap. So you could either have them in that if you want, or I can just put all 10 inside the shoebox, wrap it up and send it. And like I said, there is 10 of these clear plastic stands as well if you want to display them. So I don't know if anybody's interested in that, but if I don't ask you, I'll never know. So let me know. But anyway, that's the figures I'm willing to trade. That's the collection up to date. I just want to show you, I might be wearing coolest t-shirt of all time, so I'll just show you that as well. The Scarface t-shirt, £7 from your local Asda. That is what they call beautiful. You might see that in a Clipper King review at some point. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, that's the repos. That's another video from the Clipper King today. So that's 2 in 1 day. If you haven't watched me Joker repaint, with massive thanks to Steve who sent me that repainted Joker head and the beret. I'm just waiting for my repainted head to come now, and I'll be displaying it with that. But for now, this is the Clipper King, and I'm out of here, brothers.